What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Royale. If you're new to the channel, please just hit that subscribe button. Also hit that like button. And yeah. So today's video, just want to talk about my adult critical care test coming up. I didn't schedule it, but I plan to do it pretty soon. This is a tough book, but I'm getting it. I just finished reading mechanical ventilation, dealing with what was it called? Airway pressure, ventilation, and high frequency oscillation ventilation, things like that. Gotta know P high, P low, the ranges, what's normal range, what affects CO2, what affects PaO2. It's a lot. And I'm pretty much, how I do my study pattern is I usually read the whole book 2 or 3 times in a row. And I end up listening to the audio like how I did to get my my RRT. But, studies are going good. I feel like I'm 80% ready, if that makes sense. I still want to get as high of a score as I can. Because, we get, for the adult critical care, you get 170... Was it 170? Yeah, 170 questions total, but you're graded on 150, I believe. I might be lying, but don't quote me. But I think that sounds about right. But, it's going good. Study's going great. Just something I've noticed lately. Ever since I've been studying, I've been noticing a lot more girls trying to invite themselves into, what I'm doing and what's going on in my life. And it's crazy because they weren't doing that before. Now, I'm currently single, and I was like, why are these girls coming out of nowhere when I'm over here trying to better myself? That's weird. And I was just telling one of my friends, I'm not necessarily ready for a relationship. So it's like today, I'm at my PRN job. There was this young housekeeper lady, and she looked like at least maybe 23 or 24. And I'm like, dang, she's pretty. And she was flirting with me too when she was in here, because I was like, I usually just sit in a little corner over here or whatever. And she was mopping or sweeping, whatever, around me. And me just being how I am, oh, am I in your way? She goes, yeah, you're in my way. I was like, ha, 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 ha. And then she was like, hey, my name's, not going to say her name. But I understand she wanted me to, how do I say, try to get to know her. But I'm so focused on my studies, I don't want to get distracted. I really don't. And women are a distraction for me. You got some of the older nurses that work here in my other location that I work at, when you gonna get a girlfriend, Royale? Come on. You're 29. I'm like, man, I got all the time in the world. I don't need to be in a rush. Let me do my thing. Let me make my money. Let me work my 3 jobs. Let me go ahead and establish myself and make sure everything's secure when I get older. Oh, you gotta have fun. Yes, I understand that. Yes, but let me live my life how I want to do it. But I just thought that was funny. It's just, they're starting to swarm now. Really. I just turned 29 the other day. I've got a bunch of messages on my Instagram, text messages, old numbers that aren't even saved in my phone that I don't know who they are. I didn't really respond because if you ain't saved in there for a reason, put 2 and 2 together. So Yep, big 2'9". I don't feel or look to 29, but I mean, it is what it is. A lot of people say, oh, you're old. I don't care. You know, it's all about how you live your life and, you know, what you do with it. You know, I'm not like these patients out here who are smoking and drinking every day, and they look 50 years older than what they actually are. I've seen that. I'm just like, wow. So, yeah, man. Life's going good. Studies are going good. I'm getting my money. Hopefully get this adult critical care specialty this year. There's not really any complaints out of me. Life's good. It's having 3 jobs has definitely been a blessing. I could say that for sure. Remember, I gotta pay off what? The mortgage, which is like, the initial number was like $359,000 for the mortgage. I'm damn near almost at $299,000 now. Just because I'm putting payments on that initial payment. That's what I'm doing. Just putting a lot towards the initial payment. I mean, yeah, you still got to pay your monthly, you know, payments or whatever. But in the long run, I'm trying to save money on that interest, because I don't know. I don't really see the interest rates dropping down to the super low numbers. I think my interest rate on mine is like 7.25%. It's not like in the good old days where it's 2% for everybody. No. But you know, that'd be nice, but I don't really see that happening. But if miraculously if the interest rates do go to like a super low number, I might refinance. But we'll see. We'll see. Just a lot going on, my friends. I still got to make a video, show a tour of my house. I finally got the last part to my for my rent collection. Not rent collection, I'm sorry. For my projects that I have in the house. And finally got that nice TV for the guests to hang out and watch, or whatever they want to do down there. But everything's going good. Lawn's cut, you know. It's always a blessing to cut your lawn. Cars washed. You know, Respiratory, I mean, like I said, I couldn't do this when I worked at Walmart. Working at Walmart, I was making like... So beginning of Walmart, I know I started off at $9. And then $10 because you got to do like some type of training for it. And then we got those raises, and I think I was at like $11.34. And Walmart's very stingy with their raises. And then I got so tired of being on a register and being at self-checkout. I went ahead and went to online grocery when it first started. And that was when COVID kind of started, really. And people were utilizing that, and you know, it was kind of, I wouldn't say illegal, I can't think of the word, but you really couldn't quarantine. Everybody was quarantined, so you couldn't get out of your house unless you were an essential worker. So me being an essential worker for, like, you know, working with food and everything, we always had to like pick people's groceries and set their orders up under the steel bins or whatever. And I absolutely hated it. But my hourly rate when I did that, when I transitioned over there, it went to $12.34. And then I became a manager. And if I recall, it was originally like $16.40, but then they made a mistake and they dropped me down to 15, which was stupid because online grocery was the most profitable department in Walmart, but they paid 15 just like all the other managers. And when you work 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, making 15, it definitely does wear and tear your body compared to, as of now, making $30+ an hour, working at 3 different locations. Not necessarily working as hard either, just making sure everybody's breathing and you're just basically an essential standby healthcare worker. I'm not complaining. I don't think I could have bought my house if I worked at Walmart, even with the overtime. So I will say that I'm definitely blessed, and whenever I get my adult critical care specialty, I'm going to get a pay increase as well at one of my facilities. Not all of them, but I could still negotiate. Like if I were to get a new job, I could still negotiate for a higher pay just because I have that credential. Because I took the effort to do it. So a lot of companies actually do consider that. And, respiratories, there's not that many of us out there as of now. But hey, if they pay you, if they're short staffed, they'll do it. So there's always that. But man, life's good, for real. I don't have any complaints. I finally got one of my friends to get a PRN job where I'm at here in North Carolina. It took her forever, but she finally did it. She's got an interview, today? Today's Tuesday? Yeah. She's got an interview sometime today, Tuesday, and I'm sure she'll get it. Because it's important to network. It really is. Because my manager, even though I'm just a regular respiratory therapist, there's no type of lead respiratory therapist on my name or anything in any of my jobs. But the manager at this PRN job is really, really cool with me, and she, for some reason, puts me on a high pedestal because, I just got out of school. I'm very knowledgeable. I know how to use the Puritan Bennett 980 compared to the older respiratory therapists here. And I just have that fresh out of school knowledge. And I'm even with the book too, the adult critical care thing, I'm still upping up the knowledge. So, like I said, it's just life's good. Whenever you network in these hospitals, even if you're during clinicals and everything, just make sure you're polite, you're nice to people. Don't be rude for no reason just because you're, a respiratory therapist. Just because the housekeeper makes less money than you still treat them with respect. Just, make that a common courtesy for just everybody, regardless of how much they get paid. But, it's hurricane season. And if there is a hurricane that happens to come on the East Coast, a lot of the healthcare workers get something called hazard pay. And I think it's $1, but it's still something you could use to help with groceries, mortgage payments, your rent, bills, things like that. Man, I've been working like a Hebrew slave, y'all. For my birthday, I went to go get a massage, man. It was definitely needed. When you work 3 jobs or even 2, and all you do is work nights, make sure you take care of yourself. You gotta have that self-care. Respiratory. I think there was a respiratory therapist that told me back in the day they were getting paid like $15 or $18. It was just something insane like that. I was like, I made that as a Walmart manager. So I mean, I'm definitely blessed to be where I'm at right now. And to anyone who is watching this, I know I'm rambling, but just make sure you literally keep up with your studies. Make sure you constantly look over your notes. Don't get discouraged. Stay focused. Don't get distracted by relationships, unless you have a pretty solid relationship. But if you're trying to go out there and try to find something new or find somebody, I disregard that for right now. Your goal is to be a respiratory therapist. If that's what you want to do. That's obviously why you're clicking this video. But your goal is to basically just elevate yourself. You want to make more money, especially in times like this. I got a buddy, I forgot where he lives, but he's swimming in debt. I'm talking about, he's got credit cards left and right, but he's got a good job. He could easily, if he was able to even go back to school, not even as an RT, if he was to even go back to school and find something like a trade skill to get into, he'd make bank just working a second job. But primarily for him, he just has to get his priorities straight. But life's different for everybody, so you gotta also consider that. But I think for this next video that I do make, I'm gonna show y'all what my respiratory money has gotten me so far whenever I want to spoil myself. I've been buying a lot of stuff for the house, actually. Bought a new table, bought a nice OLED TV, something else. Some car stuff so I can work on my car myself, because like I said, inflation is real, okay? I'm talking about oil changes back in the day were like what? I remember this too, at like $20. Now, they charging at least $200 at some of the places that I know, which is insane. But I'm just trying to keep up with the times. But having a goose egg, because I have a 6-figure savings account, having a goose egg has definitely helped in the long run. But y'all gotta keep y'all credit down too. All that debt, you don't need all that debt. Now, if you have a credit card that basically allows you to save money, like gives you cash back, then yeah, I'd say do that. But make sure you just pay off that thing. Don't let that thing linger and kill your credit. You know? I swear, being a respiratory therapist for 2 years, man, I've made so much money, it's not even funny. More money than I can, well, obviously it's going towards the mortgage, but it's just like more, the money flow is definitely insane. I get paid literally every week. There's no complaints out of me. And everyone's like, Royal, you need a social life. Get a social life, man. Yes, I know. But first thing first, I gotta take care of business. But I don't want to get lazy. So that's why self-care is important. You gotta keep studying, keep working out, keep eating right, keep, taking your vitamins. Just don't quit. You can do it. I can do it. She can do it. Anybody can do it. Just don't get discouraged. So, with that being said, I'd like to thank you guys for just even sticking to watching this 20-minute video. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm still going to continue to study for my adult critical care specialty. Probably I think I have to rebuy the audio. So, until next time, guys. Bye-bye.